McNamara is Stephen. Which has been absolutely swept up in any of the last 5 seasons. So will be in the Champions League next season, but they've got evening. Well then, what is a driving seat for Arsenal would very quickly become a passenger seat, and they would then be relying on top, which would be very nervy indeed. We are underway. Arsenal and Matt Target gets there first for Newcastle, and then a very confident backward header from Dan Burn under pressure from Nketiah sends it back to the goalkeeper Mahad behind it. It's very loud, it's very raucous here. I've been lucky he's taken to come to a lot of the games since Eddie Howe's been appointed. I think the number of flags per game, the ratio of flag to supporter has now got such there are more flags here than actual fans.
It's incredible, isn't it? I mean, what an atmosphere, what a start to the game. The feeling that when the fans come out, I've been here previous years where it's got that feeling of not being wanted here. The ownership of what they're trying to do now.
Yo, what's up, Hashim? Welcome to the stream. Newcastle v Arsenal today. Guys, put your comment in the chat. What do you think is going to happen? What's up? Yo, what's up, Machine?
They were able to drum up a noise here, but now that the flags go up before kick-off, the confidence is there, and they've got the number 9 back to Callum Wilson starts. McVitie's returned from injury last weekend. Emil Kraft comes forward down the right-hand side for Newcastle. He's got support here from Miguel Almiron. Almiron will turn and roll it back to.
It's going to be 4-0 to Arsenal. You think 4-0 to Arsenal? Alright, we'll see if you're right. Wait, Hashim, are you subscribed to my channel? If you're not, then subscribe.
Who's such a coil of uncertainty, and Tomiyasu, who's a very rigid, solid defender, and he's going to have to keep his eyes on the Frenchman tonight. Newcastle have it at the back. This is 5 Live on the BBC. The last week of the Premier League season, penultimate game of the campaign for these two. Newcastle 0, Arsenal 0 for a moment. Fabian Schär gives it short into the midfield to Sean Longstaff. Longstaff who plays again because John Shelby's out injured. He's got that calf problem and won't play again until next season. Almiron, who's playing in the team because Ryan Fraser's been injured, gets it forward to Callum Wilson. Wilson in an offside position as he receives it. Flag is raised on the far side, and that is a free kick to Arsenal, edge of their own penalty area. By the way, Callum Wilson starting, Chris Wood not even on the bench, and Eddie Howe has confirmed that Wood is injured tonight, and that's why he's not taking part.
It's good to see him back. Important he has been over in his time at Newcastle, the goals that he's got, still leading goal scoring. You know, the time he's spent out shows the importance of him, but it's equally as important for Mikel Arteta to have his 2 number 1 centre-backs back, and Gabriel and Ben White playing alongside each other, making sure that that partnership is there for them. That will be key for Arsenal doing well tonight, I'm sure.
Gabriel, who went off with a hamstring injury against Tottenham on Thursday, but starts again this evening. His 44th Premier League start in a row, and you look at the stats, Arsenal do much better when Gabriel's in the team than when he's not.
Well, one thing he'd do straight away, Connor, run him, test that hamstring straight away. I'm sure it would be something that Callum Wilson will be looking to do as early as he can if they get the space in behind.
Give you a run down the team.
1 second, right then.
Chris clears the ball away from the left back position for Arsenal. Right way down the other end of the pitch, Target bumps it up and rolls it infield to Dan Burn. So Newcastle got Martin Dubravka in goal. Back 4, Emil Kraft, Fabian Schär, Dan Burn and Matt Target. Kieran Trippier is back amongst the substitutes tonight, but Kraft holds on to his starting position. In midfield, Jolinton, Gimaresh, Longstaff, and up top, Almiron, Wilson, and Sam Maximan. Another ball on the top. Callum Wilson shakes us after 24 on Saturday, wearing bright orange. He bowls it to Granit Xhaka, and Arsenal come into the Newcastle half. Good pass from Xhaka to get to Nketiah. Shoots on the edge of the penalty area. Comes off Kraft. Then it comes back to El Neni. El Neni shot is smothered. Nearly falls in the penalty area for Nketiah, and Arsenal are going to get the first corner of the game. Left-hand side as they come forward. 0-0 on 5 Live.
What a run from Granit Xhaka. Xhaka gets the ball rolled out to him from Aaron Ramsdale. He looks to the left back position and just drops his shoulder and drives right up into the final third of the Newcastle half, and then delivers a lovely ball to Nketiah to come inside on that right foot and get his shot away. Good block.
Newcastle have brought all 11 players back into the penalty area to defend this. Emile Smith-Rowe prepares to take. He's been preferred to Martinelli in the Arsenal team tonight. Here he comes, short run up. Sent it in with a lot of spin on it. Two-fisted punch from the goalkeeper to Bravka. Saka will control us on the penalty area. Tries to float it back over to the far side where Emile Smith-Rowe had taken the corner kick, but that's been cut out. And Saint-Maximin should be able to clear here. He decides to take it around Smith-Rowe and runs in field. And the Newcastle fans just love the unpredictability of Saint-Maximin. 99% of Premier League players would have just kicked that away there. He tries to dribble his way out of defence. Bruno Guimaraes with a blonde hair. Plays it onto Saint-Maximin again. Little jump turn from him. He looks up for it tonight, Saint-Maximin. Looks like a player who wants to impress.
And he certainly does. He'll know that there's a big opportunity for him to showcase what he can do tonight against a good Arsenal team.
Share looking for target. What a first touch. Midfielder Tomiyasu. Wilson's in. Turns in the penalty area. Gabriel did well to close him down. Back to target. Who tries to cross. Comes off Gabriel for a corner. Surely no flag was raised. There was offside in there anyway. I think when the pass was played to Wilson, he was offside, so it wouldn't have counted. But lovely ball. Share and target combining expertly there.
Yeah, lovely run from target in behind and just plays it. Well, should I say, Callum Wilson just runs a fraction too soon. Probably should have hit the shot first time as well. Didn't look too confident on his left foot. Wanted to get it onto his right, but good signs for Newcastle early on.
A night that Arsenal must win to remain in the driving seat for the top four. Newcastle so far have started well. Arsenal play their way out at the back. Gabriel gives it back to Ramsdale, closed out by Almiron, and the ball doesn't go in the net. It goes across the 6-yard box and is cleared away by Ben White. That was a huge scare for Arsenal. They tried to play it out too casually. Almiron bounced on Ramsdale, and Ramsdale got away with one there. Still 0-0. Target goes long. Wilson sprinting, putting the pressure on Ben White. Down he goes, pushed by the defender. That's a really good piece of striker play from Callum Wilson. Breathing down the neck of Ben White, making the central defender uncomfortable, drawing the foul, and Ben White drops in the referee's notebook. Yellow card for him. Free kick to Newcastle, who started the better here. Still 0-0.
Well, there's the difference between playing Callum Wilson up front and Chris Wood. You get that option in behind. Doesn't look favourite to win the ball, but he just strides away from Ben White, gets his body across, gets tripped. We're just seeing a replay of the incident with Aaron Ramsdale. He's just too calm, tries to play.
Yo, what's up, Delaney?
You think of what's happened in recent weeks with the goalkeepers. What is he thinking? Trying to play that ball in field to get rid.
You mentioned earlier with Gabriel nursing the hamstring injury. Ben White has been missing for recent games because of a hamstring problem himself.
Guys, don't.
With the pace of Callum Wilson,
Huh?
will be a very important weapon for Newcastle tonight.
Next stream, can you do a people soccer aid versus soccer aid? Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Give me 1 second, bro. Turn it off.
Travels across the penalty box. I don't think anyone would really anticipate where the ball was going to fall. It was Callum Wilson who don't just in front of him, trying to get the slightest touch, but it just whizzed past his head as well.
Two goals. This will be the evening of 5 live. Ramsdale, the Arsenal goalkeeper. Tomiyasu, White, Gabriel, and Nuno Tavares are the defenders. Elneny and Xhaka in the middle of the field. Saka wide right, Smith-Rowe wide left, Odegaard in the hole, and Eddie Nketiah up top, who scored both goals against Leeds United 2 games ago. But it's Newcastle who are dominating possession.
Very young team, Arsenal, aren't they? Average age of 24 years old. So you look at that and think this could have a big part.
Oh, well done back.
Here is Joe Linton, who before kick-off I saw was named Newcastle's Player of the Year. Gives it to Target. Crossing from the left, Ben White wins the header. Referee blows the whistle. It's going to be a free kick to Arsenal on the edge of their own penalty area. I think, this time last year, if you had said Joe Linton is going to be named Newcastle's Player of the Year, I don't want to be unkind, Stephen Warren, but you might think, they've probably not had a great season.
Hey, you're exactly right.
He's a new player, they're a new team.
Yeah, and it just shows you what a manager coming into the club, giving him confidence can do, changing position. He's been exceptional since he's gone into that role, and it's been great to see.
Since the switch to midfield, Joe Linton has made the most tackles and the most interceptions of any Newcastle player. That's a good ball from Joe Linton. Plays it now in front of Callum Wilson into the penalty area, left-hand side. The cross is just in front of Almiron. Seemed to lose his footing, Almiron, as he tried to adjust for the shot. He ended up sitting on his backside. The ball went right the way through and squirts out the other side. And for the moment, it remains 0-0 here. Another free kick to Arsenal. Flag was raised for offside over there. Championship playoff semi-final. And this evening, Huddersfield Town against Luton. 1-1 for the first leg. How's it started tonight?
Yeah, lively, Connor. 26 minutes play, still 0-0, 1-1 on aggregate. Played at a good tempo. Luton the side with the better chances, though both of those to Harry Cornick, who's had a couple of great opportunities. One wide, one fired straight at Lee Nichols. Cliche time. If he'd hit that anywhere else, goalbound, that's going in. Huddersfield, though, do look sharp on the break. Huddersfield 0, Luton 0.
Thanks very much, Mike. Luton manager Nathan Jones hoping to secure a second promotion with Luton. We'll keep you up to date with that. 7:45 kick-off, that championship playoff semi-final. But our focus on 5 Live this evening is the Premier League, and it is a battle for the top 4. And Arsenal are hoping that that big setback, losing the North London derby and losing it in such emphatic style as well, doesn't derail them into the season. They've not in any way been consistent. Steve, in the last 10 games for Arsenal, 5 wins, 5 defeats. You never quite know which Arsenal you're going to get.
No, I mean, when you're facing informed Arsenal, they're an exceptional team, but they have still got vulnerabilities. A bit late there from Joe Linton on Odegaard. It almost looks kind of like Joe Linton's been given that role tonight just to take care of Odegaard. He's seen as the danger player, the one who pulls the strings for Arsenal, get in and around him, make life difficult for him.
I think that foul, by the way, means that Joe Linton has now made the most fouls in the Premier League this season. He was level with Watford's Emmanuel Dennis coming into this, but that's the role he does now, and he's got a magnificent presence in there. I mean, he's big and he's strong and he puts himself about it. He's, for all the money they'll spend in the summer, I'll be surprised if they try to get anyone else to play the role that Joe Linton is playing at the moment. Target gives it back to Dan Burn on the edge of the penalty area. Newcastle playing right to left as we looked at. It's another ball over the top, which is clearly the tactic tonight. Trouble those 2 Arsenal central defenders and try and exploit the pace of Callum Wilson. As Xhaka drops deep, gives it to Ben White. White comes around Almiron, he's given it away. One back for Newcastle by Bruno Guimaraes. Big roar from the Newcastle crowd. 0-0 here on 5 Live. Longstaff has possession in the midfield, gives it back into the centre circle to Fabian Schär. Arsenal trying to apply pressure, but Newcastle looking comfortable for now. 13 minutes played, no goals.
And they do look comfortable. They look the most dangerous and the most comfortable. St. Maximin gets the opportunity now to run Tomiyasu.
Here he is on the left wing, a step over, acceleration away for the Japanese player, but he set off so fast there he could hardly slow himself down to the byline, and St. Maximin's cross ends up sailing over the crossbar and out for a goal kick, and he clattered into the advertising board behind that goal away to our left. But there's applause from Eddie Howe for that. He likes what he sees. He wants St. Maximin to take on Tomiyasu this evening. By the way, from 10 o'clock tonight, special TMS podcast, a tribute to Andrew Simmons with Kevin Howells. That's coming up after the live football here this evening at St. James's Park, where the floodlights are beaming down brightly, but there's plenty of daylight still in the sky. There's even a big patch of blue sky away to our right-hand side, but there has been some rain here too during the afternoon. On Tyneside, good ball again by Schär down the right-hand side to pick out Almiron, level with the edge of the penalty area, pulls it back to Bruno Guimaraes. Huge roar of man on for the Brazilian because Eddie Nketiah was sprinting back towards him. Newcastle will hold on to possession. Target has it here midway inside Arsenal territory to the left wing to St. Maximin. First time on to Joe Linton. He tries to cross, blocked by Elneny, and Newcastle win themselves a corner.
It's so easy for Newcastle to get out at the moment. Wingers coming short, runners in behind. Arsenal don't know who to stay with, and they're just finding outlets constantly. The switches are playing good. Newcastle continue to dominate this game. They have pretty much the 3rd or 4th minute.
Arsenal starting 2 points behind Tottenham. This is their game in hand. If they win it, they will move into the top 4 going into the final weekend. Corner for Newcastle will be taken by Matt Target. Left-hand side as Newcastle come forward, everyone back for Arsenal. In their yellow shirts tonight, Target's delivery. Ramsdale stays on his goal line, comes on the edge of the area to Saint-Maximin, but there had been a push on a defender. And I think a foul on Odegaard, and that is going to be a free kick to Arsenal inside their own penalty area. Arsenal, who started this season so dreadfully, seems a long time ago now, but you might remember they lost their first 3 games by an aggregate score of 9 goals to nil. Arsenal were bottom of the table on September 11th, but they have managed to turn it around to be in the mix for the top 4. It was almost a joke at Arsenal, top 4 being a trophy. It was something they took for granted for so many years under Arsene Wenger, but now they really, really hope that they can get back into that elite competition and everything that comes with it. And it would be justification for Mikel Arteta. You mentioned the young team that he's been deploying this season. If he can get that young team into the Champions League, Stephen, it will show there is method to the madness, if you like.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's something that he will be hoping for, Mikel Arteta. So another ball in behind, Callum Wilson.
Wilson putting the pressure on Gabriel. Gabriel just about getting to grips, almost literally holding on to Wilson. It's a real tussle between those two. Ball goes out for a throw into Newcastle. Right down by the corner flag, they attack on the right-hand side, but Callum Wilson has sprinted in behind the Newcastle defence on numerous occasions already in this opening quarter of an hour, and Arsenal is struggling to keep tabs on him. Throw in for Emil Kraft for Newcastle. Takes his time over it, plenty of movement, throws it back behind to Fabian Schär, midway inside the Arsenal half, wide to the right, sends it across into the penalty area, headed away just about by Gabriel. Saint-Maximin will try and keep the move going for Newcastle, but taken away from him by second, and Joe Linton's in again. Another interception for Joe Linton. Now a good pass to Almer on the edge of the tee. Back to Bruno Guimaraes. He floats one out to the right-hand side to Emil Kraft. It's really good movement this from Newcastle. They're spinning the ball around. Here's a chance. Longstaff whips it in. Blocked just about by Ramsdale and cleared away from the goal line by Ben White. Arsenal are shifting water here, and they look very porous in defence as Newcastle come again. We'll go to Huddersfield in a moment, but this is Saint-Maximin. Tottenham fans from afar will be urging him on. Left-footed cross from the left. El Neni makes the block. Joe Linton controls on the edge of the tee. Brilliant control by Joe Linton. Tries to shoot it. Ben White blocks it out for a corner. Brilliant play from Newcastle, but we go to Huddersfield and Mike Miney.
Chance for Luton Town, which has seen Lee Nichols, Huddersfield goalkeeper, turn around and be absolutely apoplectic at his defence. James Bree was allowed a shot from the edge of the penalty area, fired it in. Nichols had to save it, turned straight round to his teammates.
Guys, we're back.
Play found them. Unbelievable from that corner. Alan Campbell nearly took it home. Huddersfield are not setting this game. 33 minutes gone, 0-0 on the night, 1-1 on aggregate.
Thanks very much, Mike. The corner hasn't been taken yet at St James's Park. It will be now. Left-footed delivery deep towards the back stick. Nuno Tavares got up and got a touch on it, but Dan Burn will immediately regain possession for Newcastle, and they remain on the attack. Saint-Maximin's delivery in. Doesn't quite sit up in front of Emil Kraft, and the flag is raised again. And Newcastle are offside, but they are banging on the door for the opening goal here, Stephen Warnock.
They're on the ropes, aren't they, Arsenal? They're really struggling. You often hear teams saying these days, you have to suffer a little bit. These are definitely suffering Arsenal at the moment. However, they're still in the game. The influence of Callum Wilson up front, he just gives them a whole different dynamic in behind, and the runs that he's making is causing Ben White and Gabriel all kinds of problems.
Newcastle 0, Arsenal 0. St James's Park buzzing. Final home game of the season here. Arsenal need to win, or else fourth place goes into Tottenham's hands going into the last day. Smith Rowe, we've seen so little of him in the game so far, comes down the left wing for Arsenal, gives it infield to Granit Xhaka. He's challenged by Bruno Guimaraes, and Newcastle win it back again. Joe Linton's control is brilliant tonight, and the pass to Bruno Guimaraes is in front of Almiron, and Arsenal regain possession. Smith Rowe on the halfway line. Touch back to Nuno Tavares. Short for the Egyptian, Mo El Neni. El Neni, who has now started 6 Premier League games in a row, which is the first time he's done that in 6 years. A real run of the team for the Egyptians. Saka down the right-hand side for Arsenal. Plays on to another guy. He's in. Shoots, but blocked away by Dan Burn. turn. Good defending, good attacking too from Arsenal. Corner to Mikel Arteta's team.
Well, in the blink of an eye, they turn defence into attack, Arsenal. And there's the quality. Saka gets himself in a 1v1 situation. Feeds the danger man who we spoke about, Odegaard. Lovely weighted pass back into Saka for a 1-2. What a block from Dan Burn.
Saka's going to take the corner. Right hand side as Arsenal come forward. 0-0 at St James's Park. We've played 20 minutes. Odegaard is offering himself as a short option. Most of the Arsenal players are housed at the back post from where this delivery comes from. Played in by Saka. Great whip on that. Oh, Gabriel on the back post nearly got a touch. Tomiyasu jumped to the front post. He nearly got a flick him on. He just grazed the fringe of his hairdo. Very good delivery from Saka there, but Newcastle were able to clear it away, and Saint-Maximin has the ball on the halfway line, holds off Odegaard, stumbles as Odegaard tries to get it off him, and he's fouled in the low region. Free kick to Newcastle. Odegaard appeals his innocence, but it's a free kick for the hosts.
How close was Gabriel at the back post there from getting a touch at the back post, put Arsenal 1-0 up, but then they break extremely well. Numbers back for Arsenal. Odegaard doing extremely well, just to nick the heels of Saint-Maximin. Luckily for him, he didn't get booked. I thought he was lucky not to. Saint-Maximin was away and driving at the defence of Arsenal.
Free kick is going to be taken by Target. It's close to the halfway line, and Arsenal are holding a very high offside line here. They've come the best part of 10 yards outside the penalty area to hold the line, and Target floats it forward, comes down around about where that line was stationed, and there's been a push on Xhaka. I think it might have been Dan Burn. It's a free kick anyway to Arsenal just outside their own penalty area, and then he's sort of taken from the wrong position, and Darren England, the referee, tells him to go back a few paces. That was an interesting high line from Arsenal, and well, it worked. So Newcastle 0, Arsenal 0 here in the Premier League. Back to that championship play-up at the John Smith Stadium. 9 minutes.
And Huddersfield's greatest chance so far as well. 10 minutes before half-time. Harry Toffolo, trickery in the penalty area, shifting up from his right foot to his left, fired it straight at the goalkeeper, who made a great reaction save. Should have done better perhaps, but that is Huddersfield's best moment so far in this first half. Still 0-0 and still 1-1 on aggregate.
Huddersfield hoping to return to the Premier League after a 3-year absence. 0-0 here at St James's Park. Xhaka allows the ball on a play, knowing it's going to be an Arsenal throw far side of the pitch from us. He takes it, the Swiss international, back to Gabriel. Arsenal, you can tell, are trying to inject a bit of pace into the midfield. They've had to withstand a real storm in the opening quarter of this game from Newcastle, but it does remain scoreless. Here comes Saka to the edge of the penalty area. Good movement, gets a shot on target, but it lacks power. He tried to place it into the bottom right corner, and Dubravka, as they say, he used to say, he could put his cap on that before diving down to make the save. No power at all.
No, but it's the second time that Arsenal have found a way out now. They've just found a way round the press. It's taken time, but they've figured it out. Odegaard's got the ball a couple of times. This time he feeds Saka, and a brilliant underlapping run from Tomiyasu allows Saka to go infield, driving on that favoured left foot. Just a weak shot.
Tomiyasu's header on the halfway line. Callum Wilson tries to control, but it veers away from him. Saka to Nketiah, who looked offside. Play on for the moment. Nketiah's shot blocked by Dan Burn anyway, and now the flag goes up, and now he comes back, and the assistant was just waiting to see what happens there, but it then comes back for the offside decision.
This rule has to change. Has to change. It's absolutely ludicrous. There was one earlier on in the half where you've got two players in Callum Wilson and Ben White, who's had a hamstring injury, running full pelt back towards their own goal, and you're not wanting players to get injured. Then you've now got Nketiah going through. You've got Dan Burn at full stretch, and they might collide. It's absolutely ludicrous.
Free kick for the offside decision for Dubravka. Eddie Howe's first game in the dugout in charge of Arsenal was against Mikel Arteta, and Mikel Arteta's first game as Arsenal manager was against Eddie Howe. Very different games, different years, the whole lot, but up against each other again tonight as Ramsdale comes out of the penalty area and clears the ball away. And been in a few Arsenal games lately where Ramsdale, who, to be fair to him, has had a great season. Some of his distribution seems to have waned as the season's gone on.
Overconfidence, maybe? It's a possibility, isn't it? I mean, he's getting very frustrated because he's trying to play balls up to the wingers at the moment, ding them out, and then not quite coming off, like you say, Connor.
If you're just joining our coverage here, 25 minutes exactly played at St James's Park. Newcastle are playing like they're the team who've got a Champions League place on the line. They're absolutely frantic in terms of their pursuit of an opening goal here. Arsenal have been forced to weather quite the storm in the early stages, but it is still 0-0. Tottenham fans will be shooting into our territory, and they will be willing Newcastle to do them an enormous favour here this evening to really maximise what's been a good week for Spurs, beating Arsenal on Thursday, beating Burnley on the weekend, and if Newcastle... could do them a favour here would be the almost perfect week for Antonio Conte's side. Arsenal trying to come down the right wing with... But Matt Target, who's been a shrewd acquisition from Aston Villa, makes the interception and puts the ball out of play. Throw it to Arsenal, midway into Newcastle territory. Tomiyasu takes it back to Ben White. On his left shoulder is Gabriel. Gabriel's left-footed ball towards Smith Rowe. Nice little flick if it runs here for Nketiah, and it does. That was clever from Emile Smith Rowe. Nketiah tries to attack down the left, and Almiron, summing up the energetic mood of this Newcastle team, sprints back, makes the slide tackle. And the ball goes out of play for a corner kick. Corner to Arsenal down the left. Smith Rowe saunters over. No great urgency for him. Everything he does looks a bit laid back. Emile Smith Rowe, that's just the way he is. And he places the ball by the quadrant. Several Arsenal players have gone into the 6-yard box here. One of them is trying to stand on the toes of the goalkeeper. The delivery now comes from Smith Rowe. In-swinger. Jumped by Dan Burn, sits up for Xhaka, tries to shoot. Longstaff got his body in the way, and then Tomiyasu gets in a tangle with Joe Linton, and the referee says it's a free kick. It was a foul actually on Guimaraes. Free kick to Newcastle, edge of their own penalty area. They can clear away. Still 0-0. If it finishes like this, Arsenal will go to 67 points. Tottenham already on 68. They'll have played the same number of games by the end of tonight, and Tottenham, with their impressive goal difference, would very much be in the driving seat going into that last day of the season, and they have a plus 13 goal difference advantage at the start of the night. So, realistically, that's not going to change between now and next weekend, which is almost worth another point to Spurs. Just a little delay here. Callum Wilson, making his first start since December, having returned from injury, is getting some treatment. I think it's just a blow to the face, bloody nose, something like that. He's got a cotton swab, and now he's going to come back on.
I think it was just from the corner incident. He just clashed with someone in the box and maybe took a flailing arm, but he'll be fine, no problem at all.
Newcastle 0, Arsenal 0. Saint-Maximin on the prowl down the left wing. Good pressure to get there ahead of Ben White. Now he tries the twists and the turns, and he gets the defender's legs in a tangle. Back to Target, back behind him. Applause from the Newcastle fans for Saint-Maximin there to wriggle out of the tight corner. Cher has it near the centre circle. Rolls it along the damp turf to the right-hand side to Emil Kraft. Now to the feet of Almiron, running away from the penalty area with the bright orange boots, the Paraguayan. Support behind again, and they work into the halfway line and Cher. And Newcastle, they're good at that. If there isn't a proper pass forward, they don't just gamble and lose it. They'll come back and they'll hold on to possession sensibly near the halfway line, as good teams do. Kraft just outside the penalty area on the right wing. Gives it to Bruno Guimaraes. Arsenal stepped off him. That's dangerous. He's allowed Plantis throws into the middle, and White was unsure. There wasn't really any need to take a touch there, but the defender does, and it's a corner to Newcastle, still 0-0.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's around him, Connor. He doesn't get a shout from anyone, so he just thinks, I don't know where Saint-Maximin is. I'm expecting him to be behind me, so the easiest thing to do is put it out for a corner and hope that we can defend the set piece.
Tomorrow night, more live football on 5 Live. We'll bring you Southampton against Liverpool. John Murray and Karen Carney, your commentary team for that one. And Wednesday sees the Europa League final. Eintracht Frankfurt against Rangers. Ian Dennis will be with Pat Nevin for that one. Corner taken by Target. Swung in, header from Joe Linton is wide, but deflected wide. And it'll be another corner to Newcastle. who've had a lot of chances in this opening half hour.
I think Tomiyasu does exceptionally well here. It just comes to Joe Linton. He thinks he's going to get a free header and he just leans on him ever so slightly and wins the header. Really good defending from Tomiyasu.
So, Target to take the corner again. Ramsdale bouncing up and down on his toes. So comes in. Joe Linton tries to hit it again. Almiron wanted to pull the trigger on the edge of the penalty area. Saka whipped it off his toe. Last defender back for Newcastle is Emil Kraft. And he rolls it back to Dubravka, wearing all purple. He'll launch it long, trying to get in behind that Arsenal defence once again. But Tomiyasu rises well. He's been their best defender so far. Bruno Guimaraes inside the centre circle for Newcastle. He's got Sean Longstaff on his right shoulder. Down the right wing goes Emil Kraft. Good challenge by Smith Rowe. Ball out of play for a throw into Newcastle and no time to waste. Emil Kraft takes the throw in immediately to Almiron. Bruno Guimaraes now with the silver boots. Back to Almiron once again. Almost all of Arsenal's team is back inside their final third here. They're sitting deep, trying to absorb the pressure Newcastle throwing at them. 0-0 at St James's Park and 5 live from the BBC in the Premier League. This is Guimaraes again. Right-footed pass to the right wing to Emil Kraft. Share is available again. Arsenal at the moment expending a lot of energy trying to sprint between these Newcastle passes, trying to get the ball back. Newcastle looks so comfortable in possession. Target 15 yards inside the Arsenal half, plays it into the penalty area, controlled on the right, instepped by Callum Wilson. He's got Saint-Maximin available on the wing outside. Another twist and a turn, then a nice ball for Target. His attempt to cross, blocked by Tomiyasu, and it goes out for a Newcastle throw.
There's a real tempo to Newcastle, isn't it? But what I also like, Connor, is the variation in the way that they're playing. Some short, some long. Lovely ball in from Target.
Another good delivery. Target's been supplying endless crosses from the left-hand side in the opening 31 minutes. Dan Burn, more work to do for the Arsenal offence. This one's slightly overcooked. Tomiyasu can pull up his sprint because that will beat him to the byline. And it is a goal kick to Arsenal, who are finding themselves under the caution night. They really need to win, but they've only had the odd sniff of goal so far. 0-0 here. And it is going to be goal kick for Ramsdale, and again they split the centre halves. Gabriel and White go either side of the 6-yard box. Newcastle are ready to pounce if Arsenal are brave enough to play their way out.
Kind of look at the options you've got up front. You've got a huge back four of Arsenal, and then you've got Nketiah, and then you've got Smith Rowe and Saka to try and hit. It's very difficult for them.
Dylan Tavares midway inside the Newcastle half. Bruno Guimaraes wins possession, tries a little spin out of trouble and nearly loses the ball, but works hard to hold on to it. Target will clear down the left wing, and Saint-Maximin will do very well to keep this in play. No, he didn't. It was good. Might have been really impressive he kept that in. He was at full sprint. He had to try and control it and then keep it in. Sort of not only to take the pace out of the ball, but to deflect it onto the field of play, and he just wasn't able to do so, and it goes out for an Arsenal throw.
Much to the relief of Tomiyasu. I think he was thinking, thank God that's got out of play, because Saint-Maximin had the run on him. But again, mixing the play up Newcastle. Not everything's going into midfield, but when they get the opportunity to do that, they do it. Some lovely balls down the line from Target and Crafton to spin in behind.
Saint-Maximin, who made his Newcastle debut against Arsenal back in 2019. Tomiyasu has his hands full tonight, plays the ball forward, and this time it had gone out of play before the Japanese player was able to clear, so throw it to Newcastle on the left-hand side. Saint-Maximin, who's made more starts in the league this season than any other Newcastle player. He's had more successful dribbles this season than anyone in the Premier League. Throw it for Target, and he takes his time over it. And Mikel Arteta's getting a little bit more agitated now as he realises we're a third of the way through the match, and it's not going great for Arsenal. Best thing you can say for the Arsenal performance is that it is still 0-0. They hope their purple patches to come. Emil Kraft down the right-hand side, into the penalty area. Longstaff tries to spin across. Out comes Gabriel and makes the block. Corner to Newcastle down the right, still 0-0.
Well, at this moment in time, 33 minutes into the game, you can only see one outcome with the way the game's going. However, we spoke about the quality of Arsenal, but Newcastle have just had such good, well, they just controlled the game from literally the third minute of the game, because Arsenal had started extremely well. They've just grown in confidence, and this is a completely different Newcastle team we saw in the first half of the season.
So it is, and look, clearly they spent an awful lot of money in January, and that is a huge amount of it, but equally you've got to credit anyhow, and some of the players who've been here for years and underperforming look so much better now. His coaching methods have worked wonders. As the corner comes in, Tomiyasu heads it out, Sher tries to return it back into the mix, and Granit Xhaka challenges in, and the ball goes out for a throw in to Newcastle. They will remain on the attack down the left-hand side. Anyhow, who's done so well, and you consider he hasn't even been in charge the full season, nominated this week for Premier League Manager of the Season. Guardiola, Klopp, Vieira, Thomas Frank, they're the other nominees for that award, but just shows how well he's done. And you know, a lot of coaches have been given lots of money to spend, and not all have spent it as well as Eddie Howe has done in this job at Newcastle. The summer is going to be intriguing. What do they do? Who do they bring in? What is Newcastle going to look like at the start of the new season in early August? And I think you can tell, Stephen, the performance of the players here tonight is they know new signings are coming, and they know that average is not going to be good enough here anymore. If they're going to hold on to their jobs here, they are going to have to be good. And at these exciting times, they want to stay here.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't you want to be part of this? Why wouldn't you be wanting to play with the new exciting players that are coming into the team? They'll be saying to the manager, you don't have to change too much. We're good enough to step up, and credit where credit's due. He's organised them. He's given them ideas on when they're on the ball, and they do look a better team.
Newcastle in possession. Emil Kraft on the right-hand side, 10 yards inside the penalty area. The Newcastle attacker comes back into the middle to Bruno Guimaraes. He's played quite deep tonight. That's a nice ball forward to Joe Linton, and then Joe Linton has given it away. He was looking for Saint-Maximin. He gave it too close to Tomiyasu, and now a chance to attack down the left-hand side for Saint-Maximin. Hurdles over a challenge, shoots on target, saved by Ramsdale. Best shot of the game. Good save by the Arsenal keeper, and it's going to be a corner.
Well, it's furious. Ramsdale makes the save down to his bottom right, and then he's straight at the referee. They think there's a foul on Odegaard. I don't think it was. I think it was a really good challenge from Guimaraes. He just got to the ball quicker, won it back. Joe Linton bounced it maximum on the left-hand side, and then he just drops inside. Tomiyasu just leaves it for dead, and now Arsenal have another problem.
Delay here because Tomiyasu might need treatment. It's half-time of the Championship playoff semi-final. Mike Mahad.
0-0 at half-time. Luton happier of the two teams. 4 big chances, 2 for Cornick, 2 for James Bree. A very angry Lee Nichols has made the saves in the absence of his defence. At the other end, Huddersfield's best chance, Topolo. Lovely footwork into the box, but Ingram was equal to it. The Terriers are having a terrible time of it. They've lost Danny Ward to injury as well. Jordan Rhodes on in his place. Half-time, Huddersfield 0, Luton 0. 1-1 on aggregate.
Thanks very much, Mike. Here at St James's Park, still 0-0. We're a quarter of an hour behind them with the 8 o'clock kick-off here. Arsenal have managed to deal with the Newcastle corner well, and it's cleared down the field with Dubravka will send it back towards Arsenal territory, and Xhaka puts the ball out of play on the far side. Right, Tomiyasu, who recovered in time to defend that corner, has now gone down again. He seems to be feeling the back of his leg, maybe a hamstring problem, something like that. But Arsenal, who are short of defenders, no Rob Holding tonight, 1 match ban for the red card on Thursday. Gabriel has been carrying a hamstring injury, went off against Spurs. Kieran Tierney won't play until next season. And now Tomiyasu, who I think it's fair to say, Stephen, has been the best defender of the pitch so far tonight. He does not look good.
No, he doesn't at all. It's a concern when you go down so quickly in the space of a couple of minutes. Mikel Arteta now just summoning all of his players across the touchline in front of him. He's not happy, wants to get a tactical change in the game, wants to give information out to his team. He's been given that chance now, and it does look like Cedric will be the replacement for Tomiyasu.
So a reminder, if you're just tuning our way tonight on 5 Live, we've 7 minutes to go to the break here at St James's Park. No goals. Newcastle have definitely been on top. A night that Arsenal want to win to keep their destiny in their own hands going into the last day of the season. If they can win tonight, you know, maybe even a draw would do them. Maybe even a defeat would do them on Sunday. It's possible if Norwich were to get the results against Spurs, but it is certainly in Arsenal's own hands if they win here. However, if they don't win here, they hand over that impetus, that advantage to Spurs, their North London rivals, and it makes this game tonight absolutely crucial. It feels almost like a Champions League qualifier for Arsenal. Are they good enough to be in the top 4? Can they come to St James's Park and get a win? If they are going to do it, they're going to have to do it without Tomiyasu. He goes off. Cedric is brought on as the enforced first half replacement.
Yeah, it looks like Arsenal just made a tweak tactically as well. Xhaka and Elneny are going to sit Smith Rowe, Saka and Odegaard will be the three in front, and Nketiah up on his own. It looked like a flat four at times for Arsenal, with Odegaard and Nketiah being the higher two players, but he's made changes, Mikel Arteta, and let's see whether it'll have the desired effect that he's hoping for.
Not surprised at that, and you know, sometimes teams want to trust their system and believe it'll come right. I think with almost the entirety of the first half played here, Mikel Arteta's had to make changes as Newcastle win another corner.
No, I think he's usually very good at that, Mikel Arteta, whether he felt he tried to get that message across, but the players weren't. Well, the game's been too frantic, hasn't it, Connor? We haven't been able to get many stoppages in play, and the Tomiyasu one was probably the one that he was hoping for, to be able to get that message across, even though he's lost one of his main players.
Yeah, it's been lively. Newcastle want to see off the season with a win in their final home game of the campaign, having been beaten by City and Liverpool. They feel this is a scalp they can get. As the corner is played short, Target swings it in the second time. Ben White gets a header away. Good defender's header too, well outside the penalty area. But Longstaff picks it up, and this is Arsenal's problem. They intercept, they clear away, but they don't retain. Time and time again, they give the ball back to Newcastle, who keep coming at them, wave after wave of attack. And the latest player here is Longstaff on the right, who's challenged by Elneny. And that goes out of play for a throw into Newcastle. Attacking position down the right-hand side. Still Newcastle 0, Arsenal 0. So Kraft comes up from right back to take it. Clock ticks on. Just over 4 minutes to go of regulation time until the break. Elsewhere tonight around Europe, Juventus are 2-0 up against Lazio in Serie A. Sampdoria beat Fiorentina 4-1. All the big leagues around Europe are reaching their conclusions now. This is Mahad winning the ball. Might have been a free kick for Newcastle there for a foul on Saint-Maximin, but the referee has waved play on because there was advantage. They still have possession. Good ball from Longstaff to Kraft. Back towards Longstaff, asking a lot of him with the return ball, and Xhaka was able to nip in and put it on a play. Quick thinking with the throw-in. Longstaff tries to cross, closed down by Gabriel. It's another corner to Newcastle. How many have they had in this first half?
Well, they're not letting them get set, Newcastle, because as soon as the ball goes out of play, they're so quick to get the throw-in back into play, and Arsenal players are switching off at times, and it's just allowing them to get back on that front foot, not allowing them to get back into shape. It's been superb so far from Newcastle.
I'll be honest, I have lost count, but I think it's 9 corners that they've had in this first half already, which you know, just completely sums up the game. Everything's happened away to our left as we look the end that Newcastle attack. Here comes the corner, played in by Target, in swinging too close to the goalkeeper, the foot post. A punch from Ramsdale though, he didn't trust himself to catch it. Dan Burn heads it back out to the right hand side, and the cross comes back into the penalty area. Xhaka on hand to the edge of the 6-yard box to head it clear. That same problem for Arsenal, they don't fully clear. Cher tries to bring the ball forward, dribbled around Nketiah, and then loses it to Emile Smith-Rowe, and then wins it back again. Brilliant from Cher, though I do think he might have pulled the shirt of the opponent. Play on, says the referee. Longstaff is in the penalty area for Newcastle. Gives it back to Almiron. Big roar of man on. Now there's room for Kraft. He shoots, doesn't catch it well, and it trickles out for a goal kick. Goal kick to Arsenal, who remain under immense pressure here.
They can't get out, there's no composure, they're not completing the first pass when they're trying to get upfield. The amount of times I've looked down at Mikel Arteta in front of us and he just turned, dropped his head towards the bench. He can't believe what he's seeing. He has got a huge team talk at half-time. If Newcastle, well, if Arsenal don't manage to concede before the break.
Newcastle 0, Arsenal 0, the Premier League on the BBC. The free kick, goal kick I should say, for Ramsdale is taken right-footed up over the halfway line. Difficult one for Nuno Tavares to receive, but he does win the header, sends it towards Eddie Nketiah, and out comes Dubravka. Good footwork from the Slovakian goalkeeper, and he clears it right-footed up over the halfway line where Callum Wilson goes to ground. Wilson had a scorching opening quarter of an hour of this game. He's been kept a little bit quieter since. I think that is the tactical switch, with Arsenal playing deeper now because they don't want that room for Callum Wilson to be able to run into. Elneny makes an interception inside the Newcastle half. That's good. Cedric Suarez is on for the injured Tomiyasu. Arsenal fans will hope that Tomiyasu is okay for Sunday when they host Everton. That's not going to be easy either, with Everton still fighting for their survival. It's Nuno Tavares Now Smith Rowe, halfway line as Arsenal come forward left-hand side. And a good tackle by Almiron, who's had a solid start to the game. And that goes out for an Arsenal throw-in. And if Arsenal do break their way into Newcastle's half, they've earned it, because Newcastle are making them work for every inch and yard down on that pitch. Well, it used to be to stoppages at the end of the first half, 1 additional minute to be added, attacking free kick to Arsenal, and they've had precious few of these in the game so far. Saka slow to get back to his feet.
An opportunity now to put some quality into the box. Do they shift it? Do they try and move the ball so they're not hitting it into an area where you've got Dan Burn, Joe Linton, Callum Wilson, Kraft, Shear? Or do you try and pull one back to the edge of the box, a little bit of movement to get a shot away on the edge? Need to be creative, Arsenal.
Newcastle fans have got into a bit of a hush. They've seen this movie before. They've played so well for 45 minutes. And how cruel it would be on Newcastle if they were to go behind now in stoppages, having played so well. But Arsenal have certainly got the talent to do so. Let's see what Odegaard can do here. Left-footed delivery, doesn't get any elevation on it. Poor free kick. And it's headed away by target. Odegaard will pick it up again, but that's it, he's out of time. The whistle for the break, and that free kick just sums up Arsenal's performance in the first half. If they're going to be in the Champions League next season, they're going to have to do better than this. Newcastle will be the team feeling disappointed that it's still 0-0. Stephen Warden.
Yeah, brilliant performance from Eddie Howe's Newcastle team. On front foot, exciting play, going forward, creating plenty of opportunities. Arsenal haven't turned up, quite simply. They're under massive pressure now to come out and perform with a big second half performance.
So far so good if you're a Tottenham fan. If you're an Arsenal fan, there's an agonising 45 minutes to go here to see if Arsenal can be in the driving seat for Sunday. They're not at the moment. As it stands, Newcastle 0, Arsenal 0.
Goalless at St James's Park, also goalless at Huddersfield in the Championship playoff semi-final second leg. Huddersfield 0, Luton 0, and that remains 1-1 on aggregates. During half-time at St James's Park, we're going to talk to the Dundee United manager after they finished 4th in the Scottish Premiership this season. We'll also round up a dramatic final day in the Bundesliga as well. But first of all, Richard Foster and the news.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The family of a police community support officer have paid tribute to her after a man was found guilty of her murder. Julia James was beaten to death by Callum Wheeler near her home in Kent in April last year. He'll be sentenced at a later date. The head of the Bank of England says there could be a major economic shock because of rising food prices. Andrew Bailey has told MPs that wheat costs have risen by 25% in the past 6 weeks.